great that you all survived the tsunami and made it here. Canoes, boats, swam, and everything. I gotta be thankful for small blessing. Well, that was a big blessing. Before we get started, there are a lot of announcements on pages 7 and 8, and they really are important. I'd just like to encourage you, if you do have the opportunity to join us for Lent, we've had a great start of our services, and it's just a really great way to prepare for Easter, that Wednesday night service. So please consider that. Next weekend, we've been getting a lot of bulletin inserts and announcements about Harry Mears. He's a Christian estate planning counselor from our city coming out. If you can join us for Bible class next week, that'd be really good. He will also be available during the week to answer any questions you might have. And then on March 14th, we have a town hall meeting, and that's an important one because we're going to be talking about our future and specifically our future in our building. Our rental agreement comes up at the end of June this year, so we need to discuss that. And so your presence is very, very important at that meeting. We'll have a potluck at that time too. And then for you younger people, we've got a car wash on March 20th, and our sign-up sheet is quite bare so far. So please, if you're 40 and under, please sign up so that us 40 and overs don't have to do so much work like last time. Now, this is an important thing because, as you know, back last June, all subsidy ended for our congregation, and that was a considerable amount of money. God has incredibly blessed us, and we are making ends meet, but we still don't have a balanced budget because of our debt. If we can, through car washes and so on, end that debt, we are a long way to long-term stability. So, maybe you can't help out financially with your donations, but you can wash cars. That would make a big, big difference. So please sign up and help us out with that. So those are you've got some other announcements, but you all can read, so I won't bore you with that. Let's talk about some really good news. Talk about Jesus Christ as our good shepherd, and what that means to us. The last few weeks, we've seen Jesus do some incredible things. He healed a guy that was paralyzed for 38 years. He gave sight to a man who was born blind. And do you remember what the reaction of certain people was in the light of those incredible miracles? You would think that they'd be all excited. Here's a guy you've seen for 38 years, crippled, and all of a sudden he's jumping around, he's walking. You would think that that would create a reaction of, this is pretty great. But instead, these people criticize Jesus. They say, hey, you can't do that. You can't heal a guy. Make him cripple again. Put him back the way he was. But that's not what they said. They said, you're working on the Sabbath. You're breaking the rules. And today we're going to talk about the difference between a relationship with Jesus Christ, which is what Christianity is all about, and rule keeping, which is what religion is all about. Rule keeping, petty rule keeping. And it's easy for Christians to fall into that too, isn't it? It's easy to fall into that. Well, being a Christian is I can't do the things I want to do, and I have to do the things I don't want to do. And why don't you do all those things? Well, because if I do those things that I'm not supposed to do, I'll get clobbered. Now, is that love for God? I do what He wants me to do so He doesn't clobber me? That's not a loving relationship, but it's easy to fall into. Jesus calls Himself our good shepherd. Today we're going to understand what it means to have Him as our shepherd, what that relationship is all about. Let's begin with our first hymn. It's number 122.